Get ready for University of Georgia basketball.
Hi again, everybody. This is the best weather I've felt in a very long time here. I mean, this is just straight beautiful. The wind's blowing, the sun's out. God has done it again by giving us a great day. What also was great was Georgia's basketball win over Morehead State yesterday. Georgia won, and let me make sure I get the score because I'm already pulling the stats up. It was like 120-81. A complete dominating game for Georgia. Now we're going to have two videos today. This game, then we're just going to recap the whole week. The Georgia Tech preview will be out later at some point in the week. They don't play the Friday, so I get a little leash whenever I do that video. So Georgia and Morehead State were 120-81. That is the most points Georgia has scored in a basketball game, I think, since 1997 against Charleston Southern. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is correct. This is a great offense. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch versus Georgia Tech. Georgia is going to be really, really good this year, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm telling you, once again, if you have not watched, you need to watch this team if you have not. And if you give me 1 second, I'm just checking my YouTube notifications to make sure I haven't got nothing else today. And I haven't. So, okay, let's get more to it. Georgia had multiple scores in double digits Sunday. Blue Kane had 14, Caden Catches had 14, Justin Bailey had 13, Jordan Ross had 5, Softo Surreal had 5, Jeremiah Wilkerson with 22, Jake Wilkins with 15, Smurf Melinder with 11, Akeem Stagg with 10, Justin Absent with 5, Dylan James with 3, and Brandon Klatsky for 3. How about that? Yeah, Brandon Klatsky hit another 3. And I'll say this, and there might be people who might make fun of this, but if Brandon Klatsky really can shoot the free like he is in these first 3 games, you know, you could have a lot of the fits for free. What I mean by that is when you really need a free, you could bring him in. Now, I know that's a far-fetched idea, but it could work. Georgia started out 9 for 20 in the first half from 3, and then went 8 for 17 in the second half. That was 17 threes, 17 for 37. Georgia had 22 second chance points, 50 points in the paint, 46 fast break points. The lead changed 0, so Georgia never did lose the lead. 25 point off turnovers and 69 bench points. Again, that is from GeorgiaDolls.com stats. Team stats, as I just mentioned, 25 points off turnovers, 22 second chance points. I was trying to see what the overall field goals. Georgia went 42 for 75 for field goals. Georgia had, and it gives us a phone. Georgia had, so it doesn't give you the total rebounds, unfortunately, but you know what? That's okay. Well, it was just a great game. I mean, Georgia hasn't played a game like that in a very long time now. There were some great things. Number one, you shot the free great again. You have been needed to do that. You have not done it all year, and you just did, so that was really good. Jake Wilkins is just incredible. I mean, he is going to be so fun to watch. And he already is fun to watch. We're only 3 games into the season. He has multiple SportsCenter highlight plays. He is so fun to watch. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Is Jake Wilkins the most popular Georgia player since Anthony Edwards? And excuse me. Asa Newell was wonderful. Matter of fact, I'd even love to have Asa on this team. Asa Newell is terrific, and I'm happy he's doing great in the NBA. But he didn't get, he got attention at Georgia, but he hasn't got this attention that Jake Wilkins is getting. So that makes me wonder, because, obviously, I love Braylon Bridges and Aaron Cook and P.J. Horn and Xavier Wheeler, but those guys are not on Jake Wilkins' level when it comes to being in the NBA. Jake Wilkins is going to be an NBA prospect. He has the last name with Dominique Wilkins being his dad, it just makes you wonder, is this the most looked at Georgia basketball player since Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards? And I would absolutely say yes, because, even players, Silas Demery Jr. and Blue Kane last season, Blue Kane this season, even they don't get the attention as Jake is, and it's very interesting to see. I'm actually very fortunate that I get to see a Wilkins play. Dominique Wilkins, of course, if you're a Georgia fan or an Atlanta Hawks fan, is the most important player of your school/franchise. So to be able to see Wilkins play and not necessarily get to look at how Dominique played, but in a way do get to see that, because he's bringing that for you, and it's wonderful to see. The only thing I said Sunday that was bad for Georgia, in my opinion, and it's okay because it's going to get better. When you score 120 points, you can allow this, and that is the 81 points allowed on defense. Now, I know it was Morehead State, and I know that when you're up 100, again, when you have 120 points, that's okay. But, at the same time, too, we have to continue to hunker down and play defense. I'm just stressing that because when you get into it is some of it is worries about conference play. When you get to conference play, are you going to score 120 points? Maybe, but do you have to play defense? You absolutely have to, and that's just my worry. I guess that's from past. I was trying to think of a word. That's my worries from past seasons is the defense. And Georgia's defense has been tremendous. They're forcing turnovers. They're getting in the lane, blocking points. That's not at all what I'm saying. Matter of fact, I probably say this Georgia defense is the best defense they've had in 10 years. But at the same time, too, you can't allow them to be scoring 81 points. You have to trim it down a little bit. And again, when you win 120 to 81, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not at all dismissing anything, but when we get SEC play, that has to stop. And I'm not worried a lot right now because you're still in conference play. You're still in non-conference play, but you have to get that fixed before SEC play. And I have faith Georgia will. This is the best Georgia basketball team in a very long time. They're going to get that fixed simply. But what you have to do is you have to look. Well, okay, it was 94 to 29 or something like that the other day versus Maryland East Shore. You were like, okay, well, then you go from 29 points to 81. And don't get me wrong, Morehead State was way better than UMES, but yeah, we have to think about that. We have to think about getting the defense better and whatnot, because if the defense is playing great, that's not what I'm saying, but scoring wise, you have to make this, you have to do a little better. Now, obviously, I'm not complaining. I don't want it to come off as complaining. I'm just saying my worries for the future is that if you continue to allow 81 points a game, it will not be good. But, all in all, that's just constructive criticism as I would. But all in all, I'm just so proud of everybody. This Georgia basketball team, I can't believe that we made a tournament last year, and this team's better than the one that made the tournament. The first real test is Friday versus Georgia Tech. We're going to recap the week in a minute. That was your Georgia and Morehead State exclusive, or not exclusive, but more in-depth look Go Hoop Dogs, and let's beat Morehead State. I mean, let's beat Georgia Tech on Friday.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.